Every day is a new story. Share and subscribe the video. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Canada Best. Today, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 best tourist places to visit in Canada. Canada is a beautiful country with a lot to offer visitors, from towering mountains to stunning coastlines to vibrant cities. So whether you're looking for a winter wonderland or a summer escape, Canada has something for you. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, and for good reason. The falls are simply awe-inspiring, and there are plenty of ways to experience them, from taking a boat ride to the base of the falls to simply walking along the viewing platforms and taking in the view. I will give you a brief history of the falls. Niagara Falls has been a site of human habitation for thousands of years. Native American tribes have lived in the area for centuries, and the falls have played an important role in their culture and mythology. Niagara Falls was first documented by Europeans in the 17th century. The falls quickly became a popular tourist destination, and they have been visited by millions of people from all over the world ever since. Niagara Falls has also been a site of significant historical events. The War of 1812 was fought in part over control of the falls, and the Underground Railroad used the falls as a crossing point for slaves escaping to freedom. Today, Niagara Falls is a symbol of both Canada and the United States. The falls are a popular tourist destination, and they are also a major source of hydroelectric power. In short, Niagara Falls is a place of great historic significance. It is a site of natural beauty, a symbol of national identity, and a place of important historical events. Stanley Park. Stanley Park is a must-visit for any visitor to Vancouver. This massive park is home to a variety of attractions, including beaches, forests, gardens, and even a totem pole park. There are also plenty of opportunities for hiking, biking, and kayaking. I would like to explain the history of Stanley Park in few lines. Stanley Park was originally used by Indigenous peoples for thousands of years. The land was home to a number of First Nations tribes, including the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh. The first European to explore the area was Captain George Vancouver in 1792. Vancouver named the park after Lord Stanley, the 16th Earl of Derby, who was the Governor-General of Canada at the time. Stanley Park was officially opened as a public park in 1888. The park was designed to be a place for recreation and relaxation, and it quickly became a popular destination for both locals and tourists. Stanley Park has been the site of a number of significant historical events. In 1910, the park was used as a training ground for the Canadian Expeditionary Force during World War I. Today, Stanley Park is a National Historic Site of Canada. The park is home to a variety of historical landmarks, including the Siwash Rock, the Brockton Point Lighthouse, and the Stanley Park Pavilion. In short, Stanley Park is a place of great historic significance. It is a site of natural beauty, a symbol of national identity, and a place of important historical events. Notre Dame Basilica. Notre Dame Basilica is a stunning example of Gothic Revival architecture. This church is located in Montreal, and it's a popular spot for weddings and other special events. I'll share a brief history of the Notre Dame Basilica. Notre Dame Basilica was built in the early 19th century, making it one of the oldest churches in Montreal. The basilica was designed in the Gothic Revival style, which was popular at the time. The basilica is home to a number of historical artifacts, including a pipe organ that was built in 1891. Notre Dame Basilica has been the site of a number of important events, including the funeral of Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. The basilica is a popular tourist destination, and it is also a place of worship for many people in Montreal. In short, Notre Dame Basilica is a place of great historic significance. It is a beautiful example of Gothic Revival architecture, and it is a place where people have gathered for centuries to worship and celebrate. Here are some additional details about the historic value of Notre Dame Basilica. The basilica was built between 1824 and 1829 by James O'Donnell, an Irish architect. The basilica is made of limestone, which was quarried in Griffintown, Quebec. The basilica has a soaring Gothic Revival interior, which is decorated with stained glass windows, sculptures, and paintings. The basilica's pipe organ is one of the largest in Canada, and it has been used for a number of important events. including the funeral of Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. Notre Dame Basilica was designated a National Historic Site of Canada in 1989. Next is Banff Gondola. The Banff Gondola is a great way to see the stunning scenery of Banff National Park. This gondola takes you up to the top of Sulphur Mountain, where you'll be treated to panoramic views of the park. I'll give you the lowdown on the Banff Gondola's history. The Banff Gondola was built in 1958, making it one of the oldest aerial lifts in Canada. The gondola was designed by John Jeggy, a Swiss mountain guide who was inspired by the aerial lifts in his native country. The gondola was originally built to provide access to the top of Sulphur Mountain, which offers stunning views of Banff National Park. The gondola has been a popular tourist destination ever since it opened, and it has helped to make Banff National Park one of the most visited national parks in Canada. The Banff Gondola was designated a National Historic Site of Canada in 2016. In short, the Banff Gondola is a place of great historic significance. It is a symbol of the development of tourism in Banff National Park, and it is a reminder of the important role that aerial lifts have played in the history of the park. Here are some additional details about the historic value of Banff Gondola. Let's move to Old Quebec now. Old Quebec is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's one of the most charming cities in Canada. This historic city is home to narrow streets, old-fashioned shops, and a number of impressive historical buildings. I will tell you a little bit about the Old Quebec's history. Old Quebec is the oldest fortified city in North America north of Mexico. It was founded in 1608 by Samuel de Champlain, and it served as the capital of New France for over 200 years. Old Quebec is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Canada. The city is home to a number of historical landmarks, including the Citadel of Quebec, the Notre Dame de Quebec Basilica Cathedral, and the Place Royale. Old Quebec is a living museum, and it is a place where people can experience the history and culture of New France. In short, Old Quebec is a place of great historic significance. It is a reminder of the early days of European settlement in North America, and it is a place where people can learn about the history and culture of New France. Here are some additional details about the historic value of Old Quebec. The city's fortifications were built in the 17th century, and they helped to protect the city from attack. Old Quebec is home to a number of well-preserved buildings, including the Château Frontenac, which is one of the most iconic hotels in Canada. The city is also home to a number of museums, including the Musée de la Civilisation, which tells the story of Quebec's history and culture. Old Quebec is a vibrant city, and it is a popular destination for both tourists and locals. Let's move to Ontario again to visit CN Tower. The CN Tower is one of the tallest freestanding structures in the world, and it offers stunning views of Toronto. This tower is a popular tourist destination, and it's also a great place to go for a meal or a drink. I will give you a crash course on the CN Tower's history. The CN Tower was built in 1976, making it one of the oldest freestanding structures in the world. The tower was built by the Canadian National Railway, CN, to serve as a broadcasting and telecommunications tower. The CN Tower was the tallest freestanding structure in the world from 1976 to 2007, when it was surpassed by the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. The CN Tower is a popular tourist destination, and it offers stunning views of Toronto and the surrounding area. The CN Tower is also a popular spot for events, such as weddings and corporate functions. In short, the CN Tower is a place of great historic significance. It is a symbol of Canadian engineering and innovation, and it is a popular tourist destination that offers stunning views of Toronto. Here are some additional details about the historic value of CN Tower. The CN Tower was designed by John Andrews, an architect who was inspired by the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The tower is made of concrete and steel, and it is supported by a network of cables. The CN Tower is 553 meters, 1,815 feet tall, and it has 3 observation decks. The CN Tower is a popular tourist destination, and it attracts over 2 million visitors each year. The CN Tower is also a popular spot for events, and it has hosted a number of high-profile events, such as the World Series of Poker and the Miss Universe pageant. Next in our list, Granville Island. Granville Island is a vibrant public market located in Vancouver. This island is home to a variety of shops, restaurants, and art galleries. It's also a great place to go for a stroll or to simply people watch. Historic values of Granville Island was originally a mudflat, but it was reclaimed in the early 20th century to create a new industrial area. The island was originally named Industrial Island, but it was renamed Granville Island in 1916 after the Granville Street Bridge, which runs directly overhead. Granville Island was an important industrial center for Vancouver until the 1970s, when the city decided to redevelop the island as a public market and tourist destination. Today, Granville Island is a vibrant and popular destination for both locals and tourists. The island is home to a variety of shops, restaurants, art galleries, and performance venues. Granville Island is also a popular spot for festivals and events, such as the annual Granville Island Arts Festival and the Granville Island Beer Festival. In short, Granville Island is a place of great historic significance. It is a reminder of Vancouver's industrial past, and it is a vibrant and popular destination for people from all over the world. Here are some additional details about the historic value of Granville Island. The island was originally developed by the Vancouver Harbour Commission to provide space for industrial businesses. The first businesses on the island were lumber mills, shipyards, and factories. In the 1970s, the city of Vancouver decided to redevelop the island as a public market and tourist destination. The redevelopment of Granville Island was a major success, and the island is now one of the most popular tourist destinations in Vancouver. Let's now visit the Butchart Gardens. The Butchart Gardens are a series of beautiful gardens located in British Columbia. These gardens are home to a variety of flowers, plants, and trees, and they're a popular spot for weddings and other special events. Historic values of the Butchart Gardens. The Butchart Gardens were originally a limestone quarry, which was exhausted in 1909. Jenny Butchart, the wife of the quarry's owner, decided to transform the quarry into a garden. The gardens were designed in the style of an English country garden, and they were planted with a variety of flowers, trees, and shrubs. The gardens were opened to the public in 1921, and they have been a popular tourist destination ever since. The Butchart Gardens were designated a National Historic Site of Canada in 2004. In short, the Butchart Gardens are a place of great historic significance. They are a reminder of Jenny Butchart's vision and determination, and they are a popular tourist destination that showcases the beauty of Canadian gardening. Here are some additional details about the historic value of the Butchart Gardens. The gardens are located in Brentwood Bay, British Columbia, on Vancouver Island. The gardens are home to over 900 different varieties of flowers, trees, and shrubs. The gardens are divided into several different sections, including the Sunken Garden, the Italian Garden, and the Japanese Garden. The Butchart Gardens are open to the public year-round, and they attract over 1 million visitors each year. In conclusion, so those are my top 10 best tourist places and their short history to visit in Canada. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll consider visiting one of these amazing places someday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my video on the top 10 best tourist places to visit in Canada. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos. 15 best cities to visit in Canada, coming next. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. Coming next. 15 best cities to visit in Canada. Share and subscribe channel.